Okay, so welcome back to the channel. Now, over the last year or so since we've been working from home a bit more, lockdowns and things, I find myself sitting at a desk a lot more, and I find that with that, I've become more sedentary unless I make a special effort to get up from the desk. And with that has come a stiffness across the shoulders, down the back, into the arms and things, and I find that's gradually getting a little bit worse over time. So what I want to share with you is an exercise I've been doing now for the past couple of months. I found really good results with it. It's really helped with staying loosened off at the end of every day, stretches off the full body, gets us out of that desk-like position where we maybe spend all day in that one position at a desk. This is I think it's the perfect exercise to crack off that position at the end of every day, fully stretch out the body the way the body was designed to be used, which certainly isn't sat at a desk. Okay, so it's an exercise from Ferris, Tools of Titans. Really good book, full of the book, as Tim says, it's the book he couldn't find. He wanted it, couldn't find it, so he went out and wrote it. It's done really, really well. Full of tactics, routines and habits of billionaires, icons and world-class performers. And I just want to share one of those with you today. It's called Walking Spiderman, sometimes also called Resting Spiderman. Okay, super move, super exercise. I tend to do it just before I get into bed, most nights if I can possibly remember. Get a magazine or something flat on the floor and spend 5-6 minutes just working through the exercise that I'm about to show you. So I thought I'd treat you with my nice short shorts. And I'm just going to go into the exercise now, okay? So from the standing position, alright? We're standing, feet pointing straight forward, feet about hip width apart. We are going to take one step forward, okay, into a lunge. Get our knee bent down, and hands are about shoulder width apart. We're looking straight ahead. We have our, both feet are pointing in a straight line, straight ahead, and we are energizing that back leg. Okay, so we're tensing up the quad muscles in the back leg, whilst also just looking to exercise that right hip flexor. This one back here, just trying to get a bit of a stretch in that. So the right hand quad back here is energized, the hip flexor is stretched, we're looking up, and we're just working into that, okay? So I'm probably spending about 30 seconds in this position, okay? Looking forward, just sort of working in the position, just trying to get a bit of mobility in there, trying to get things stretched off from the end of our day, okay? So I'll sit here for about 30 seconds, okay? Before I then bring the left foot outside the left hand, okay? So you can see where the Spiderman position comes from, if you've ever watched any of the movies. Alright, and the next step, and this is kind of maybe your progression step. You've done this for a few nights or so, a few weeks maybe, and you're comfortable in this position. Okay, your next position then is going to be to rotate the right hand up. And so a few things to note here. Toes are still pointing in the same position, both pointing straight ahead. You're trying to keep that the hips level, okay? So you do not want to rotate up like this. Also balancing. You do not want to rotate up like this. Trying to keep the hip level and pointing down, but still rotating the right arm, the right shoulder, and the head up to the right. Okay? And once you're in this, and once you're comfortable with it, you'll be able to hold it for a while. So again, I'm probably holding this for about 30 seconds. Okay, get a really good stretch. This is a proper anti-desk pose, okay? Get miles out of that position where you'd be in your desk. Okay, so hopefully you can see why it's such a good pose to hold every day, just for a couple of minutes. You might have to build up to this. I'm starting to have to work fairly hard now to hold this. So I've held it more than 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to come back down. Back into looking straight ahead, okay? Normally I've got quite tight hamstrings, so I will normally just come up straight and drop the right heel down onto the ground, so the right foot's pointing out to the side, and I'm just straightening out that front leg, okay? can see, really good to get out of that desk-like position. So in this bit like yoga pose triangle, trying to keep that left leg straight, really nice hamstring stretch going right up into the hip. Okay, and I might come back down just to get much more warmed up now. So that right hip flexor, this one here, is getting much happier in that position. Okay, so we're going to come back up. Nice, stretching off. So that's one side done. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Okay, so I'll do it now to give you the timings. Right foot forward, we're dropping that foot down, dropping the left knee down, right knee bent, toes pointing straight forward, and left quads now energized, trying to get as much flex into, and I can obviously also feel this in my right glute back here as well. Okay, so I include this just if there's one stretch that I would encourage anyone to try and do at least once a day, it's this. Okay, just to properly get your body out of that desk position, especially just before you go to sleep, before you lie still for 6 or 7, hopefully 8 hours, just to properly crack your body, get those ligaments, muscles, tendons all properly cracked out of that desk position. Alright, so I'm getting warmed up into this now. It's been about 30 seconds. I'm able to maybe lift the head up a bit. Alright, moving the right foot out to the side into that Spiderman position. Okay, and again, once I'm comfortable in that for a few seconds, I'm going to bring this left hand up. Alright, again, my toes haven't moved, my hips are still level, facing straight ahead, but this left hand now is raised up. Alright, left hand, shoulder and face looking up as much as possible. I'm going to rest into that and really relax, try and relax that front left hip flexor. Okay, I'm going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Okay, and that's been about 30 seconds. I'm going to drop the hand back down, get back relaxed into that position. Okay, looking up, and I'm going to straighten up, drop the left heel onto the ground, straighten that right leg. Okay, really work that right hamstring all up the right hand side of this leg. Okay, from calf right up the hamstring into the right hip. Okay, I'm going to come back down. So that's your resting Spider-Man. I hope that's useful. I hope you give it a go. Try it tonight, try it maybe every night for the next week or so. See if you feel any different, okay? Try and work through the different stages. First one, just stepping out, putting your feet forward, put your hands down, and then maybe going for the rotation if you feel that you've got the flexibility and the balance to hold that, okay? But super exercise there. Got to try it, got to make sure, do something deliberate every day to work yourself out of that desk pose if you're sat at a desk all day. And hey, if you're not sat at a desk and you're just going out for your runs, when you come back from the run, why not try that exercise? Good all in one. If you could only do one exercise, you've only got a couple of minutes in which to stretch off after your runs or your other exercise, why not bang out a walking Spiderman? I'm sure you'll feel significant improvements. And as always, if I've helped you today, super appreciate it if you just hit the subscribe button, hit the like, help me to grow the channel a little bit more, and I'll see you again. Thanks a lot.